Hello and welcome to this quick guide on using thrusters. A thruster is essentially something in your game which will apply a force to the entity that it's attached to continuously. You only need to set the force once and then it will keep applying that force. That makes it slightly different from things like add impulse and launch, which will apply a force once at a specific moment. A thruster will continuously apply that force every single tick or every single frame. At the moment, in this game, I have a hot air balloon instead of my player. If I wanted to add a thruster to my hot air balloon to allow it to go up in my game world, it's pretty straightforward. I just need a reference to the entity I want to apply the thruster to. So in this situation, it's the balloon. And I say, so I use that and then colon and then create thruster. Now that will create the thruster in the game. It will spawn it attached to the entity that you've applied it to here. However, it won't have a force by default at the beginning. The force is 0, 0, 0, so it won't move it anywhere. In order to, and you can see that if I preview it here, in order to apply a force using this thruster, I need to store the thruster somewhere. So I could do so in a script level variable like this. And then I can set the force of that thruster using a reference to that and then set force and apply force. Now it needs a vector, which so the force is going to be in a direction. And in your vector, essentially, you're going to be using numbers that correspond to the direction as well as the magnitude that you want it to go in. For example, if I want it to go up, then X and Y should be set to 0. Because that's left and right and forward and backwards respectively. Whereas Z, which is up and down, I can set that to 1500. That will apply a force of 1500 in that direction. Let's take a look. So as you can see, with a force of 1500 on an entity that's mass is 1 kilogram, you can see that it's flying. So that's essentially how the crux of how to use a thruster. Now, a good way to use a thruster might be to hook it up to a certain button event in your game. So if I wanted to apply this force when the player presses jump, I could put that line of code in there, and I could set it to something less when they release. So a balloon won't necessarily be just falling to the earth without any kind of drag on that gravity. So 750 will mean it will still fall, but it will apply a gentle force uplift so that it will fall gently. So now when I press space, you can see that my balloon takes off. And when I let go of space or let go of jump, the balloon will very gradually fall back down. And that's essentially it. That's how to use thrusters. And I look forward to seeing what you use them for in your game in Crayta.